Well, welcome viewers and welcome everyone to the Barry Peatling Football Show. Welcome viewers.
And welcome you, Colin Sutcliffe, and welcome to the viewers. It's a bit dull today, but it's not too bad, the weather.
Bit of a dull day, a
rain.
little bit dreary, but
not too bad.
We can live with it. So we had a big game. Before we get into the big game, the Seaford Chelsea game, we'll have a look at what you've got on the board.
Oh yes, I got this out. This was back in 2009, Colin, and went up there to do a story about like picking my interleague side. And Murray Lawson contacted the Horsham Women at Mail Times, and they done the interview. They said, well, we'll do the interview, Barry, and you can pick your best side, and that's what I done.
So this is for the Wimmera League team of the 60s.
My best team of the 60s, yeah, Colin. I was there for 6 years and 6 seasons, and here I am. And you can read the little
so you had a fair view of the Wimmera League in the 60s. You sort of had because there was a book or publication released about the best of the Wimmera League, wasn't there? And you had a few players in there that you thought were okay.
Well, the same size I had, but
they didn't have you in. But,
no, they didn't. No, that Barry Fry, who I thought was a mate of mine. He haven't got any brains for Fishbone, but that's the side I picked, and that was a better side. Would have beaten me by 10 goals.
If we had Wimmera Mail Times chief sports reporter Murray Lawson doing
he said I was the best rover in the Wimmera League when I was up there.
Okay, well there you go. So Peatling, you won in 61, and you won. You said an interesting comment about the 1961 Repugnant side as compared to Richmond second.
They would have beaten the Richmond, because I played that the year before that, and we would have beaten Richmond second for sure. Repugnant 1961 premiers who won by 12 goals.
But that was a few key players like
you can read a couple of the players, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, Charlie Toohey.
He was another rover. He was probably the best rover I played against up there.
And you had people like Kevin Dellar, who was an emergency.
Well, he played for Essendon too, that fella. Played for Horsham.
Peter Sheridan.
He was a good rover too. He was an emergency, wasn't he? Yeah.
Larry Harris, just a few of the unsung heroes there.
Well, I'll get on to him more, and the champion full forward from Repugnant, who was full forward. He was the best full forward up there. He was better than Doug Way, because Doug Way went down to play with Geelong.
And you had Max Woodward, any good?
Best fullback in the competition.
What about Morris Marks?
Played for Repugnant, champion winger.
Graham Quine.
He was the best centre-half forward in the competition, without any shadow of doubt.
Roger Webb.
Very good all-round. He could play anywhere, that fella. But you put him on the half-forward flank.
Just a little about Colin Wilson.
He was the best ruckman up there, and the best captain up there too. I got him as captain, haven't I? Yeah.
You got Merv Hayward, that's from Stores, another in the ruck department, and yourself as vice captain.
Yeah, I was.
You didn't see yourself as a captain?
Oh, I would have been could have handled it pretty easy, but no, you can't give yourself too big a rap. I'll give myself enough raps there, but I was good enough to be vice captain, yeah. Well,
let's get stuck into the game, which was on Saturday down at the Seaford Oval. This is Seaford versus Chelsea. You said that we should beat them, but so let's get to the weather conditions first.
It was a perfect day for football all around, Colin. The ground was in good nick, pretty good crowd, and it was a perfect day for football.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to rain, but it didn't quite.
No, it was a bit dull, but no, it was just a perfect day. It wasn't too much breeze, and at the first we started off.
Get into the changes. Were there any changes?
Oh, the changes, yeah. They were, who come in? Wasn't too many changes, but there was
just a few little ones, minor ones.
Just look at it. It wasn't too much dramatic changes from the week before, but
just through. You might think of those a little bit later.
No.
But let's get into the game. First half. Who was in charge in the first half? I'll give you a quarter. The first quarter. It was Chelsea 5-5 and Seaford 3-2.
We started off pretty well. I thought we were going to have a bit of a wipeout in the first quarter, but we started first. We got the first 2 or 3 goals, but then there was a bit of a racket, and they had a bit of a go back and come back. But
we're leading by 15 points at the end of the quarter.
It started all right, but I thought we could have been 4 or 5 or 6 goals in front of quarter time, but we just messed around with kicking badly, and because some of the disposal of Chelsea Football Club on Saturday was ridiculous, Colin.
Still finding it difficult to gel.
Kicking like under 12s can kick better than what we're doing on Saturday.
So kicking practice this week. And then half time it was Chelsea. They'd fallen behind 6-6-42 to 8-7-55.
Yeah, so they started to get on top in the second quarter, and Bradley Irving. He's a fair dinkum star. He kicked 3 goals for the day. But he kicked 1 goal at least 60 metres out from goal time, 65 metres down the Seaford Road, and it was unreal. But he can play because he's got 2 brothers, superstars, Jared Irving and the other one. There's 3 brothers, but he's the only one that's left.
Okay. Now, it suggests that there was a little bit of a breeze to one end of the ground.
Not much at all.
Because the score, it seemed like one end was the scoring end.
No, there was no effect on the. Okay. There was no effect on the breeze. They were just playing better in the second quarter, and half time was it?
Half time, yeah, 42 to 55. And so, who would you say was in charge by half time?
No, they were in charge, but after half time, the third quarter,
I'll give you the scores: 9-10 Chelsea 64, 8-12 60 Seaford.
Well, we started to get back into the game, but we kicked bad in the third quarter, and they wasn't too late either, but there wasn't much in it. And
they were leading at 3/4 time.
There wasn't much in it at 3/4 time. Was it 9-10 to 8-12?
4 points. 4 points. Chelsea's way.
Yeah.
And so you were feeling confident at that point that you'd win.
Well, I'm not confident because we wasn't playing well, Con. We had some...
Kicked 3 goals 4 in that quarter.
We had a lot of passion in that game on Saturday. There wasn't too many fellas getting another handful of possessions on. It was just slack. Good, but Wizzer. He was Wizzer in because 2-2. He's a marvellous fella. Fear 2-2, and was Nizer and all.
Well, I'll give the final score.
No, I'll just say something about the last quarter because I kicked 2 goals 9. 2 goals 9.
Well, I'll give the last score, and then it's 2 goals 9, so 10-12. 2 goals.
10-12, 11-21. They've been
11-21. Oh, they absolutely went bananas in the last quarter.
They kicked 2 goals 9.
72 to 87. So they, in the end, they could have won easily.
Could have won me 10 goals.
Wow. Okay. So they'll just. So you say that Chelsea just sort of wore out, or they what's going on there? They got overrun.
The scores flattered Chelsea's position where they played. I'm telling you now. They were playing a lot better after half time. But in the last quarter, we did battle on. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Okay. Well, they did battle on a bit. So give us the goal kickers then, Barry.
Now I'll do the last quarter.
Oh, last quarter you were doing it. It's on. Yeah. We're on live.
Well, the last quarter Seaford, they did muck around, as I said before, coming here. They kicked 2 goals 9 in the last quarter, which is unbelievable kicking.
Yeah.
They could have won by 10 goals, but we did battle it out in the last quarter. We toughed it out. We actually got in front in the last quarter. With about 8 minutes to go, but then they kicked a couple of goals. And
unbelievable.
But it was a pretty ordinary game too, Colin, to watch.
So 72 to 87. Well, give us the goal kickers then, Barry.
The goal kickers with Robbie Lancaster kicked 3 goals. I'll tell you about his first goal in a minute.
Yep.
Brisbane kicked 1, Talker kicked 1, Connolly kicked 1, Nizer kicked 1, and Jason Clark kicked 1.
You got here Bywater as well, kicked 1. Stewart kicked 1.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, he did kick 1. Beg your pardon. Yeah, he did kick 1. Yeah, Bywater. Yeah.
All right. Well, tell us about Lancaster's goal. Is that what we...
The first quarter's goal was on the wrong side of his body, and it was about 50 yards out, and it was one of the goals, probably one of the goals of the season so far. But he kicked 3 for the day, was it? Played a good game.
Give us the best players, if there were any.
There wasn't too many. They're very hard to find good players on Saturday, Colin, but my old mate Fia, that big fella, big unit.
2-2.
Fia 2-2. He puts in that fella, and he's about 6 foot and he runs like a rover. Other players were, where are they?
Abdullah, Clark.
Wait a minute, there's Lancaster, Nizer, Fia, and Bradley Clark. But they're very hard to find, the best players. But
so why do you say that?
It was. I was just, as I say, some of the kicking on Saturday was disgusting. I mean, they were kicking 40, 50 yards, kicking the man the mark, and it was just not a very good exhibition of football from Chelsea on Saturday.
So have you got a little message for them, or?
I don't know. We'll just practice kicking or something. But anyway, that game's over. But
yep. All right. Well, give us the votes. 1 vote then, Barry.
1 vote to Robbie Lancaster, Wizard.
Few goals there.
Oh, we played a good game, Wizard, all day. And
2 votes.
2 votes to Nizer, who nearly won it on his own the last quarter. I'm telling you, he nearly won the game on his own. Nizer played unbelievable. Had a top game all day too.
And 3 votes.
3 votes to Fia, 2-2. Put in all day. If it didn't have him, we were beaten by 10 goals.
So what is it about him that...
He's just a man mountain, and he can splits the packs open. He can take a mark. He'll take the mark of the year one of the next couple of weeks. He gets up there and very good game for you. Top game.
Do you reckon he might win the best and fairest this year?
Can't settle down for 3 games, but he'd be probably he'd be in front now for sure.
The coveted the best and fairest Barry best and fairest prize, which will be live on this channel later on in the season. Any other comments on the game, Barry?
Yeah, no, just pretty ordinary exhibition of football from Chelsea on Saturday. They can play a lot. They've got to play a lot of better, otherwise we'll finish up nowhere. But we're playing Bond Beach next week, so I think we might have a little bit of a win if we get our game going together. And I think Curtis is he's a week around from Brainham next week, I reckon. Curtis Bywaters. He's starting to get the ball there on Saturday, and I think he'll fire up next Saturday, Curtis. So look out. He might bag about 6 or 7 next week.
All right. So you got positive signs about Chelsea?
Not too much at the moment, but well, we just got to keep battling on. And I mean, the talent, we got the talent there, but they're not producing a talent. I mean, we've got some good players there. They're just, I don't know. As I said before the season started, 8 or 10 players on a new side, and it's got to take some sort of probably 2 or 3 weeks before they can get going. Not gel, but communicate and get to know what moves that other players are making, and they can follow it up, and then you get the game flowing, Colin. Hopefully they can.
So they haven't clicked.
Nothing clicking at all, but the coach is doing a good job. He's got them pretty fit, and but we've just got to be patient now.
Patience the key. So just repeat for the viewers where you're going to be next week and what time the game is and who you're.
I'll be over across the road at Bearsworth Avenue, and the game starts at 2:15, and hopefully we can put a better exhibition of football next week. Smarten up, Chelsea.
So that'll be good. So you'll be there live and have the full report about the Bomb Beach Chelsea grudge match.
Yeah, it is a bit of a grudge match.
And you might give us a little reports on the reserves and under 18s and see how they're going and who's coming up.
Well, they all got beaten Saturday, 3 times. But anyway, that's football.
Well, let's get on to the AFL and your team, the Tigers. Barry, your team, the Tigers. What's your comments on them? 3 and zip.
I said it before the season started, Con, we're going to go all right, and even last week. But yesterday, when did I watch him?
Yeah,
Sunday, I went down to the hotel, and I just happened to walk in and the televised, I watched the last half, Con. It was unbelievable. They're back in business, and look out Collingwood next week. I'll give it a tip now. I said to you before we come on air. They've got Martin, they've got Cochin, they've got Deledia, and they're going to have Foley next week, and they'll be 4 top class on ballers.
Not many injuries.
Jack Rewalt and Marrick, and that what's his name?
Petard, Melbourne reject.
Chaplin. They're all.
Backline's looking strong.
Well, Rance was a bit quiet on Saturday, but Morris, he's as tough as nails. That fella. He's they got a pretty good all-round side, and I think. I said before the season started, we'll make the 8. I reckon we're about $1.40 to make the 8. And that's ridiculous. $1.40 after 3 games.
Shows something, isn't it? So we look forward to this week's game against Collingwood.
They'll beat Collingwood next week.
Yep. How much?
Well, I reckon they'll probably start favourite. Yeah.
Okay. What about the US Open?
Well, glad you brought that up too, Colin. I was listening this morning, and actually I listened early in the morning. I heard Jason Day was 2 in front, two strokes in front with 2 holes to go. I heard later that he bogeyed the last couple of holes, and Adam Scott. But we had out of the top 5 players, Colin, we had the 3 out of the top 5 finishes.
And so, if you haven't heard the news, what happened?
Adam Scott finished up, went on the countback. Played 2 extra holes, and he beat Angelo, what do you call him? What's his name? Angelo?
Yes, I forget his name. But the first Australian for 77 years to win the Masters.
But we had first, 3rd and 4th. And 5th.
Amazing, isn't it?
I mean, and that Jason, what's his name?
Jason Day.
Jason Day, he's going to be a superstar. And of course Mark Leishman and Adam Scott, 3 out of the top 5, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So look forward to
that. So very good. Congratulations, Adam Scott, because he's been around for a long time, Adam Scott. And
finally, some Cheerios.
Yeah, I've got to mention, I sent Cheerios to PH and TT and my old darling Annie, but I forgot to mention PH's lady friend. Several man cast.
Very good. All right, well that's it. That's it for me.
We'll see you next week, everybody.
So goodbye
Bye-bye.
from me, and it's goodbye from Barry.